All right, so today we are going to be rebuilding the Indianapolis Colts without Jonathan Taylor. Now, I know it's just rumors for right now, but I'm seeing a lot about him possibly going to the Dolphins. The Dolphins aren't too sure about what they have to give up for Jonathan Taylor. There's a lot of other teams that I've seen as well. I don't know why he would go to the Eagles. I've seen that a lot. There's a lot of different scenarios. He's 24 years old. And he has a lot of years left in his prime, and he basically has already hit it. He just had a bad season last season, but the whole Colts team did. So it really wasn't necessarily his fault. We're going to have to see what we can do without him specifically. We're going to have to try to rebuild the team with whatever picks that we get for him. But we're going to hop straight into it. All right, so we're packing up Jonathan Taylor to the Dolphins with a 5th, 6th, 7th, 6th. In both of these next 2 years for the Dolphins' first and second pick this year and their third round pick next year. I just saw that we're giving up the 6th and 7th of 2 years from now. So I guess I don't have to worry about that next year. But to be honest, I'm probably not going to be using those 6th and 7th round picks regardless. So I'm just trying to get that third round pick. I tried to get the one for this year. They wanted too much. I wasn't doing all that. So now we have to see what we have to replace. I mean, we have to replace halfback now, but we have a lot more to do. Okay, so now with Jonathan Taylor gone, Zach Moss is going to be starting because Kenyon Drake is injured. Anthony Richardson, of course, the new QB, so we don't have to worry about the QBs in this draft. We're hoping that Anthony Richardson develops well. We have Michael Pittman, Isaiah McKenzie, Alec Pierce, and Josh Downs, all as our top wide receivers. Jelani Woods is our tight end, who we would like to keep. He is star development. The line is pretty solid except for right guard, so that's definitely going to be something that we have to look at in this draft. On the defensive side, middle linebacker would be great to replace. We do still have Shaq Leonard. Nick Cross was solid last year for them, but is only a 71 overall this year. Julius Brents at cornerback 2 with Kenny Moore at cornerback 1. Hopefully Julius Brents is able to develop well. I do the Colts as my own franchise, so I already know most of these guys and what they can do. Julius Brents is pretty good in franchise and in this type of thing in general, so hopefully he keeps that same pace in this. Julian Blackmon at free safety. The linebackers are what we really need. A strong safety would be great, and a right guard and halfback again. Halfback could be something we look at. There is Blake Corum coming into this draft class, hopefully. I think it's this one. He seems like he's going to be pretty good out of Michigan. If I'm not mistaken, he does go to U of M. And yeah, Quentin Nelson is still on the team. Ryan Kelly, Raymond, Braden Smith. Am I right about that? See, I'm getting better at this. I'm getting better at remembering these names. I'm getting better at it. But that's just something that we really have to deal with in the offseason, really. I don't necessarily think... I mean, we will go to the midseason mark just so we can see how Anthony Richardson is doing on the team, because that is something that we need to keep an eye on, because he could go good and he could go bad. It just depends on how the simulation goes, how the team does, how the wide receivers help him, and how the tight end helps him. So we're going to have to see. We do have the draft class for this year in. I will put the scouts and everything. Sure, you're well aware it's QB, tight end, things of that nature in this draft class. Hopefully Brock Bowers can be there too, since we do have 2 first-round picks now and 2 second-round picks. We'll have to see where they fall. I'm sure Jonathan Taylor is going to help the Dolphins more than hurt them. So we'll have to see about that. I'm going to put auto progress on, and we're going to go to the midseason mark. All right, so just to take a quick look at our scouts, we do have cornerback and wide receiver across the nation. Just because those are 2 positions that we could improve on, we could add to it, and I would love to add to either cornerback or wide receiver. In the West, wide receiver, cornerback, again, but it's a 1-star. There's some players at USC that's pretty good. Of course, Caleb Williams is there, but we're not really scouting for him necessarily. We're not trying to prioritize quarterback in this specific draft at all. In the Central, Chris Stokes, 1-star, middle linebacker, safety. More because of the safety, but if we're able to scout middle linebacker and possibly replace speed at middle linebacker, that would be great. Northeast is our 2-star with offensive tackle and defensive tackle. More because Joe Alt, Alu Fashanu is there. and so is Joe Alt. I would love to have one of them on the team possibly, because we do have good tackles, but they're not the greatest, and they're also getting older. So I would like to replace them with somebody like Joe Alt, who seems to be a generational tackle right now and has been talked about for the past couple years. 1-star for Daniel, a 1-star for the South. Was gonna say for Daniel Soto, but cornerback, wide receiver, another area that's good in that. We're just trying to get as much as possible at that specific position. If we're able to improve on that and then just build around it, I think we can definitely go for a Super Bowl at some point in this rebuild. But as long as this rebuild's going to take is as long as I'm going to do it and try to get the Indianapolis Colts a Super Bowl. So we're going to simulate to the midseason mark. Hopefully not being good. I would like to have a high pick, but it just depends on how the simulation goes. And at the midseason mark, we are 4-3. Let's take a look at Anthony Richardson and see how he's developing right now. It might be because of him, to be quite honest with you. We might have late picks. He is a 73 overall, still hidden development. Kenyon Drake is back. Jelani Woods is playing fullback and tight end. Josh Downs is up to a 74. Everybody's doing pretty good so far. Julius Brents is star, but I think he's going to improve on that. EJ Speed does need to be replaced at some point. I'm not necessarily too concerned about just changing a bunch of things this season and trying to make a push for the playoffs. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, then great. We focus on free agency and the draft. I think we're going to have a good amount of cap space this offseason. They didn't re-sign Stephon Gilmore. We're 27th in offensive yards and 22nd in defensive. I'm surprised we're 4-3 then. Anthony Richardson with 1,200 yards, 10 TDs, and 8 interceptions. So not a great TD interception ratio. The backfield is kind of split right now. Anthony Richardson with 154 yards, almost beating out some of his running backs right now. I mean, that's what they got him for. That's exactly what they got him for. They wanted Cam Newton out of him. Running or receiving, Isaiah McKenzie 398 with 4 TDs, Michael Pittman with 302 TDs, and Josh Downs with 182 TDs. Defense, Zaire Franklin with the most tackles on the team. TFLs, DeForest Buckner with 10 and Kwity Paye with 10. Sacks, DeForest Buckner with 2.5 and interceptions. EJ Speed, Julian Blackmon, and Shaq Leonard all have a pick. So it's not looking horrible. It looks good for the future. In terms of right now, I wouldn't be too crazy about it. I wouldn't. Mock draft, we have to see how the prospects are looking right now, and then we'll go down to players ready to negotiate. Jared Verse is at the top of the draft, going to the Cardinals possibly. The Cardinals are probably going to have some of the top picks, so that's good for them. I mean, they're probably not going to pick correctly because they have them taking an outside linebacker and a left end. It might be good for their team. I personally think they should go Caleb Williams. I think they should move on from Kyler. I think there's going to be a team out there that's willing to give up things, like possibly the Rams, that could give up something for Kyler and just get a QB for right now to put next to Cooper Kupp. They could scheme around it. It all just depends on how the offseason goes or how the season goes in general. They don't even know if Kyler's going to be playing this year. So we'll have to see about that. The left tackle, Alu is a lot higher than Joe Alt. Joe Alt is the one that I'm hearing a lot about. Alu is good. Like, I mean, he's basically at the same level as Joe Alt, but I have heard a lot more about Joe Alt than him. Drake May at the 5th spot. Kool-Aid McKinstry at the 9th. They have us at the 10th taking Brock Bowers, which I wouldn't mind at all. Getting a possible generational tight end in this draft. We're going to have to see. That's maybe the Dolphins pick, actually, since we're 4-3. I think that's a Dolphins pick. I don't know. We're going to have to see how the rest of the season goes, as we just got beat 21-3. But we're going to look after we see who's ready to negotiate and see 73 mil. Do we re-sign Michael Pittman to a 4-year deal? I would like to keep him. I would like to keep Kenny Moore too, but it's only a 1-year deal. Grover Stewart, I would do a 1-year deal for him. Julian Blackmon would be good to keep, so we don't have to worry about free safety. I'm going to get Julian Blackmon first. I think he would accept this. Happy to sign with the organization. Yeah, it's a 2-year deal. It's nothing heavy for us. Took like 3 mil off of us. It's really not a lot. Zach Moss, Isaiah McKenzie. I don't want to re-sign Isaiah McKenzie for 3 years. Gardner Minshew is the backup. this gives me a good insight on my Colts franchise too, because I didn't know most of these players are going to be up for a contract this year. I mean, I think the one that I'm worried about is Michael Pittman. I think I already re-signed Jonathan Taylor. No, I can't. I haven't hit week 3 yet. But Michael Pittman Jr., I think is going to be somebody that I try to keep. I'm going to try this one first, though. Offer's perfect. Okay, so we get him on a 4-year deal right before he really starts to regress at the age 30 mark. Kenny Moore. I think this would be the last one if I'm able to get him here. Offer's perfect. A 1-year deal for him. It brings us down to 46 mil. I think that's going to do it. I'll let Grover Stewart go into free agency and possibly lose him. And then we could go to a 3-4 if we really need to, because we're going to have DeForest Buckner for another year, I think. But we're going to... I wanted to put the national focus, but I clicked the wrong tab. We're going to put, I think, wide receiver. I think what we're going to do is either wide receiver or cornerback. Actually, cornerback. I'm going to do cornerback. Just because I know what position or what players are good at wide receiver. Cornerback's the one that I'm still a bit iffy on. I have to get back into studying the draft and studying these players. Well, college football is back, so I have to start watching that now. Cornerback is going to be the main focus across the nation. We do need to add some more. Kenny Moore is here for another year, but that doesn't mean that he's going to be here longer than that. So I would like to have a security blanket in the event that he ends up leaving us next season. But we're going to simulate to the playoffs, see if we make it, and if we don't, we have the offseason to look forward to. And we end 9-8. You can count on the Colts to not be able to tank in the slightest, because the year that they were supposed to tank like 2 years ago, they almost made it to the playoffs and basically did the same thing, that they missed a game, or they had to face the Jaguars in the last game, and all they had to do was either tie or win, and they lost. It was stupid. It was so stupid, but not great for us in terms of the draft. That makes it difficult now. That definitely makes it difficult now. We have to see what we're going to do about it. We're going to simulate to the offseason, try to see what we can do, see if Anthony Richardson won Rookie of the Year. Oh, and Bijan won Offensive Rookie of the Year. None of our players got any awards. The Bills decimated the Packers. I don't even know how the Packers made it. But the Bills finally winning a Super Bowl. Von Miller taking them there. Almost the same way as he helped the Rams. So that's good for them. 35-7 is an insane Super Bowl score. But we're going to look to do the same very soon. Try to build that team. Damn. So we have the 17th and 18th pick. But Blake Corum, that's the man that I was talking about before. He could be good. He could very well be good. And a middle linebacker. I mean, I would have liked to get a top prospect, like Marvin Harrison or something. Maybe even Brock Bowers. I mean, I would go with what I have. I'm not going to trade up. I'm not going to waste picks. I'm going to try to get as much young prospects as possible in this draft. If Blake Corum is what falls to the 17th pick, Blake Corum is what I'm going to be getting. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. could be an option too, just because we desperately need a middle linebacker. But we do have to see what players we have to re-sign left. I think there's only a 5th-year option that I'm worried about, which is the Kwity Paye one. And I think that's going to be it. 55.8 mil is enough to go into free agency with and try to work with. 56. I'm going to accept Kwity Paye's option. That is not going to affect us on the cap. Grover Stewart doesn't really want to come back anymore, so I'm not going to re-sign him because I'm not overpaying for him. Rigoberto Sanchez, I would like to bring back on a 2-year deal. Happy to sign with the organization. I think that's going to do it for our current team. We have 54 mil left to work with. I don't want to re-sign Grover Stewart for a possible 2 years that I'm not trying to pay him for. That he could possibly go down to like a 78 in those 2 years. So I'll roll with the punches on that. We'll go to free agency, see what we can get in free agency, and try to add to this team as much as possible. Oh, look who came running back. I'm not doing it though. Damn, 10 teams are interested. Y'all got that. Y'all got that on lock, because I'm not touching that. Bobby Wagner. I'm going to try. I'm going to try to get him for cheap. I'm going to try to get him for cheap because I have a plan. I have a plan on what I want to do, but I have to see if I'm able to get the other positions. I think that's going to do it. I think that's going to do it for this free agency. Christian Wilkins. Christian Wilkins is turning into the Josh Allen of last year. But right end, a position that we can improve on, a position that if we're able to get Christian Wilkins can really solidify our defensive line if we go to a 3-4. Bobby Wagner would help. It would also help in the terms of what we can do in the draft and what we can trade up for, because maybe if we're able to get all these positions, we don't have to have a lot of draft picks this year. We can trade up, we can get the players that we really do want and just add even more. So right end, middle linebacker, strong safety, and right guard, Robert Hunt. There's not a lot of right guards in this draft. I would love to get Robert Hunt on the team and Adrian Amos, who is 31. But I'm willing to take the risk. I'm willing to take the risk on him. Nick Cross hasn't developed much. He went up like 2 overalls. He'll develop behind Adrian Amos. We're going to see if we can get everybody on this list here and hopefully add to the team a lot. Christian Wilkins still hasn't decided, but everybody else did and are coming to the team. We're still the number 1 for Christian. And Christian Wilkins comes to the team. So we get Christian Wilkins, Bobby Wagner, Adrian Amos, and Robert Hunt. Now, here is my game plan. Now that we got all those players, we're going to take a look at the lineup just to make sure that we're not missing anything, and I'm just tripping right now. Blake Corum would be great. He would be. Only thing is, I mean, we do need halfback. Yeah. Anthony Richardson's a 75 overall. I didn't look at the stats at the end of the season. That's my fault. Ryan Kelly's down to normal development. Ooh. Our wide receiver room looks kind of rough right now. Defense. I mean, we got Bobby. We would have to switch to a 3-4, so then EJ Speed would actually have his playing time still. Kenny Moore's up to superstar, probably for just this year. We could pack up a Beckham, or we can put him at defensive tackle. We could change his position to defensive tackle, still run a 4-3, have Bobby be the main middle linebacker. We're going to try to do that right here. Samson Abukum, I think that's how you say it now. I really don't know. Defensive tackle, you correct me in the comments. I don't care. I'm trying to get through this. I'm trying to win a Super Bowl right now. Robert Hunt was a great addition. The wide receiver room is looking rough. I would like to get, now that I look at it, we don't necessarily need, yeah, we do. Cornerback would be a need. Right outside linebacker is in a need right now. We can figure that out next year if he doesn't end up doing the job in terms of Zaire Franklin. Halfback, I need Blake Corum. I need to get Blake Corum. Do we go a year with just these 3 wide receivers? Dolan is injured. So we're pretty solid in the wide receiver room, actually. So we could get Blake Corum, but we have to trade up to possibly get Kool-Aid McKinstry. That's who I'm looking at right now, because I did focus scout on cornerbacks, and we got 100% on Kool-Aid McKinstry, and it seems like he is the way to go. He is a top 5 talent, and I would love to get him on the team to put next to Julius Brents and Kenny Moore. But we have to figure out how we're going to get up there. That's the biggest issue, because the combine results, let's just make sure that he is worth it. He is top 5 talent, 100% completion. I mean, it's difficult not to go with him. We have to look at the mock draft. I don't think it's updated in terms of a new one compared to the one that I already saw. No, but they do have him going at the 9th spot. I could definitely trade up to the 9th spot. We have the 17th and the 18th. I would possibly have to trade the 18th, try to keep the 17th for Blake Corum. I would really like to get Blake Corum. What does Blake Corum look like? I don't want to waste my time on him. Now that we have the combine results and things of that nature, elite jumping isn't bad. Has some pretty good measurements in the NFL combine. I feel like he's a hit or miss, but we don't have the space to be saying, oh, we're not going to take a chance on him, because we quite literally have no halfbacks that are worth starting right now. So it would have to be one way or another. Blake Corum would be great to get. I think I'm going to keep the 17th pick, try to move the 18th up to the top 10 maybe. I would really have to pack up some picks to get up there. I have to simulate to the draft to see the new mock draft and see if Kool-Aid McKinstry went up. I don't want to trade for a lower pick and then have to trade more. So we're going to sim to the draft. We did what we needed to in free agency. We still have a good amount for the draft prospects to sign them, and then hopefully next year have some space. But we're going to try to see if we can get Kool-Aid McKinstry. Damn, Kool-Aid McKinstry went up to the 3rd spot. Oh, that's going to be difficult to trade up to. Am I willing to pack up next year's picks? I feel like Kool-Aid McKinstry is going to be one of the only cornerbacks that are going to be like that good for a couple drafts. I would really like to get him, but I don't want to pack up this year's first rounder because I want to get Blake Corum. I really have to try to figure this out. I want to get him. I might have to pack up next year's pick. All right, well, that was pretty easy. Well, kind of. We packed up the first round pick, the 18th overall pick, a second rounder this year that I think was ours, and 2/4 of the next 2 years, or this year, next year, for the 3rd overall pick. I was genuinely surprised when it went so up on just the 1st and 2nd. I mean, it's a good trade, but of course I had to give a little more. I have to make sure that Blake Corum is still falling to the 17th spot. I would really like to get him. If not, then I guess we're gonna have to trade up for that too, because I need a halfback. That's not in question right now. That is most definitely not in question right now. Let's go ahead and see Blake Corum. Yeah, either Blake Corum or Brock Bowers. I wouldn't mind either, but we're more in desperate need of a halfback than a tight end. Brock Bowers would be great. I mean, it depends on how he looks, really. Is his physicals good, at least? Like, if he's outstanding... Ooh. Ooh. What other halfbacks are there? There has to be another good halfback in this draft. I know Blake Corum is like the only one because I've only looked at the first round prospects so far in this year, because that's all you can really get with nobody really committing to the draft yet. Raheem Sanders. Ooh, Braylon Allen. Looks like he has some pretty good stats. I would like to get somebody like that. Could possibly be a steal in the 2nd round. I think I'm going to get Braylon Allen in the 2nd. I'm going to save him. He's 6'2", elusive back. Oh my gosh, please. Okay. Brock Bowers and Kool-Aid McKinstry. The top 3 picks that I need to get. I would really hate for Brock Bowers to be taken before me, but I'm going to test my luck. I am going to test my luck. We have to see. I might go pick by pick after the 3rd, and if somebody ends up getting him before us, then I'll show it, but if not, then you'll see it. All right, looks like we're going to be getting Kool-Aid McKinstry. I really, really wanted to get him. I really did. And the Rams are the first pick on the board. They're going to take Caleb Williams. Drake May was rumored for the Rams for a while, but the Titans are probably going to be taking Drake May to replace Ryan Tannehill or Jared Verse. Nope, Drake May is going to be replacing that whole quarterback room because they all are mediocre at best. I didn't like Will Levis coming into the draft. It was just, I thought I was wrong whenever I was like looking at everything. I was like, I don't see anything special about him, and he ends up falling to the 2nd round. So Marvin Harrison is tempting. We just don't like need. Oh my gosh. Do I go for Marvin Harrison? Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I have to figure out how to get the 4th overall pick. Oh my gosh, what? Why is he so good? Kool-Aid McKinstry, no. No, I'm still gonna get him. I didn't mean that, and no, I'm not getting him. Let me see if I can figure out something. I would pack up next year's pick. I would pack up next year's pick for Marvin Harrison, to be completely honest with you. Because as much as we have Josh Downs, as much as we have Michael Pittman, Marvin Harrison, I feel like is going to be really good. I liked watching him in college last year. I wanted him to go in this draft, but he wasn't eligible. We can't pack up that one. We would have to pack up next year's picks to get that 4th overall pick. I think it's the Seahawks that have it. But we would possibly have to pack up something this year too. Let's see. Let's see if a 1st and a 3rd next year would do it. Oh, it's close. It is close. Oh. Right end. We could have packed up. this guy, Samson, if I didn't change his position. What about a third and a third next year? 2/3 a second. Oh no, 3/3 and a first. So close. We're so close. We're so close. Let's pack up. Okay, so that's a fifth next year. All right, fifth in 2 years. Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh. Oh, that might be a mistake, but I'm counting on it. I'm counting on this being the draft. I really am. I didn't pack up the 3rd round pick this year. Oh no, I didn't pack up the 2nd round pick this year because that's where I'm drafting a halfback. I am drafting Kool-Aid McKinstry, Marvin Harrison, and hopefully Brock Bowers at the 17th overall pick, and then that halfback that I was talking about before, because Marvin Harrison looks too good to let him go to anywhere else. So we have the next 2 picks now that you see that the Seahawks logo is gone, and we're gonna take Marvin Harrison first, just because it is Marvin Harrison. He deserves to be a top 3 pick. His father taught him well. A deep threat, 6'4". My gosh, his physicals are insane. Skills, absurd. Please. Hidden development. My gosh. The stats on this man. 97 speed, 94 jumping, 95 change of direction, 94 agility, 97 acceleration. Now, maybe that's not the most realistic thing, right? Maybe the Colts aren't packing up a bunch of picks and a bunch of late... No fucking way. No. Don't do this. Okay. It registered Marvin Harrison being took, so it just couldn't go out of what it was doing. So Marvin Harrison is an Indianapolis Colt. All right, and now we take Kool-Aid McKinstry at the 4th pick. Another top 5 prospect that's going to be coming to the team. Absolutely insane. And absolutely absurd. They need to fix that. That's a glitch that they need to fix. It's the same guy every time. A zone coverage, a press, a man. I mean, you see the stats. You see them. It's difficult not to try to get both of those players, and we were able to get them. So I'm going to go pick by pick to make sure that Brock Bowers doesn't get taken before us, and we'll see what happens. Okay. Whew. I was scared that the Chargers were going to take a tight end because they do. I think they do need it. I don't know if Gerald Everett is any good in this. I mean, they do have Donald Parham too, but Brock Bowers, as much as Joe Alt looks good, tight end would be tremendous. We have some solid tackles. We don't have to worry about that right now at this very moment. We're getting all the prospects in this one. Brock Bowers at the 17th overall pick. Hidden development. He is not black. Our offense and defense and just the rookies overall are going to look so good on this team. It's going to be so good for Anthony Richardson too. We have a good offensive line. I mean, we could really start a dynasty with this if we're being quite honest. We just have to get a halfback in the 2nd round, which hopefully that halfback that I was looking at is going to be still there. JJ McCarthy? I was about to say McCastry. JJ McCarthy out of U of M did get selected right before us, but we're not worried about QB. Anthony Richardson is our QB of the future. And Braylon Allen is here. Braylon Allen is indeed here. We're going to make sure that he's still the top. Yeah, he is. Some very good prospect for what I can see. B carrying, 6'2", elusive back, has elite jumping, good speed. I mean, he's tall, so he's not going to be speeding down the field like Derrick Henry. B trucking, B stiff arm, B spin move. Wow, he can do mostly everything. D juke move, that's all right. Braylon Allen, hidden development. Yeah. Yeah, you love to see it. Out of Wisconsin, Braylon Allen. I'll probably be able to learn more about him over the year. I'm going to be watching a lot of college football games this year, unlike most years. I want to make that mock draft content for y'all. And that's going to be it for this draft, just because we packed up most of our picks to get Marvin Harrison and Kool-Aid McKinstry. But very good prospects. I don't usually do that. I usually just take one or the other. I don't know what's up with me today. I just really wanted to get those players. Oh my gosh. Ugh. Can we please take a look at this? Brock Bowers is a 79 overall, tight end hidden development. Braylon Allen is a 76 overall hidden development. Marvin Harrison is an 84 overall hidden development. Let's look at Kool-Aid McKinstry, an 81 overall hidden development. I mean, I don't think I'm settling for one Super Bowl this one. I think this is going to be the first rebuild that I don't settle for one, because I really want to see how many Super Bowls this team can win, because we drafted so well in that draft. It's insane. It's insane. Like, Anthony Richardson has no reason not to be good. The line is good. The wide receivers are good. The halfback's good. I mean, the tight end is great. Kool-Aid McKinstry on the defensive end now with Kenny Moore and Julius Brents. Julian Blackmon at free safety. Adrian Amos at strong safety. There's only one spot that's possibly a weakness, and that's right outside linebacker. Like, we're good. We're great, actually. Even the specialists look good. Braylon Allen is going to be taking over all reps. Rush right end could use some help, but we're not necessarily worried about that. Christian Wilkins. Why is Christian Wilkins not a rush right end instead of left end? Wow. I am speechless, to say the least, about those prospects. I am excited, and I really want to see how this team works out at the midseason mark and the rest of the season and possibly another 5 years, because I would love to see Marvin Harrison, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Brock Bowers, all those players turn into generational talents, as well as Anthony Richardson, because they're going to all do it together. And we're basically not going to have any draft picks in the next one. So I don't regret it. I don't regret it, to say the least, because I don't think that there's going to be much of any prospects like that for a minute. So, mid-season mark, we'll take a look at the stats, we'll take a look at our record, and hopefully be good with all those new prospects. And we are 5-1 at the mid-season mark. This is insane. This is insane. Look, you can be mad all you want that this isn't like a realistic rebuild or whatever, but you can't say that you're not going to be entertained by this with how many Super Bowls that we're possibly going to be winning in this video. Superstar X Factor, Marvin Harrison. Superstar X Factor, Brock Bowers. Braylon Allen still hasn't gotten it. Defense, Superstar Kool-Aid McKinstry. I was hoping for Superstar X Factor. I wanted to say it again. But, I mean, 5-1. What can you... Are you not entertained? Like, are you not entertained by this? We have so many generational prospects on one team now with Anthony Richardson, Marvin Harrison, Brock Bowers, Kool-Aid McKinstry. I mean, Quentin Nelson, who's probably one of the best guards and will go down as one of the best guards in history. 78 overall, Anthony Richardson. He's going to keep going up with Marvin Harrison in the wide receiver room now. And Brock Bowers. Like, you can't be upset about it. You really can't. You really can't. I was trying to look for our players and the receiving leaders and stuff like that, but they're not there. 28th in offensive yards and ninth in defensive yards. Anthony Richardson still has room to develop, but he's going to keep going. 1,200 yards, 10 TDs, and 6 interceptions. Rushing, Braylon Allen already has 500 with 6 TDs. That's insane. Josh Downs with the most, but Marvin Harrison right behind him. Josh Downs has 6 TDs. Defense, Shaq Leonard with the most tackles, TFLs. DeForest Buckner with 7 sacks. Christian Wilkins with 2.5. And Bobby Wagner, Kenny Moore, and Julian Blackmon all had 2, with 3 other players getting 1. Adrian Amos, Julian Sprents, and Shaq Leonard. We're doing great right now. 5-1 is a fantastic start. I'm excited to see how this goes this year and also the coming years after. Players ready to negotiate. We're not going to worry about the draft because we don't have our first-round pick. We don't. We packed it up. We did what the Texans did, really. If we're being honest, it could be realistic. You could see it as realistic. DeForest Buckner I would like to keep. He's still Superstar X Factor. I know that he's possibly not going to be after this year. He's probably going to go down to Superstar. I would like to keep what we have. To be quite honest, I don't think we have to really sign anybody in free agency that's going to take up too much. I would like to keep the players that we have and keep building off of it. Kenny Moore, I'm going to sign him to that 1-year deal again. Happy to sign with the organization. Brings us down to 37 mil. DeForest Buckner is next on the list. Brings us down to 17 mil. Okay, DeForest Buckner comes back to the team on a 1-year deal. 18 mil. I think the only issue that we have is trying to get a new right outside linebacker. I would like to get Bobby Wagner back. I'm going to let Ryan Kelly and Bobby Wagner go the rest of the season. I only have 18 mil left, so there's only so much room for me to work with. I can't just be spending 18 mil for them to regress to like 80 and 72 overall center. I can't do that. We're gonna simulate to the end of the season. 5-1 is a great start. We just have to finish the same way, and we finish off correctly, going 12-5. Even if we had a really bad record, we would have still made the playoffs because of the division, because they're all 7-10 and worse. So not very good division, but we were pretty good, and we have to face the Kansas City Chiefs in the first round. That's going to be a difficult matchup. I will simulate through it right after we take a look at the overalls on our team and the stats. I want to be able to appreciate what we have before possibly losing to Patrick Mahomes, who basically is the new Tom Brady in the league. 82 overall Braylon Allen, who is a superstar. 90 overall Marvin Harrison. Anthony Richardson's up to an 81 with morale. Defense, I mean, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, man. Like, you can't be mad about this. You really can't. This is entertaining for me. This is entertaining for me. I mean, I hope it's entertaining for you. You let me know what you think about me basically trying to get all the top prospects in the draft. It was their fault for letting Brock Bowers fall to me at the 17th pick, because I was stressed, but he ended up falling. We're not going to do that yet. I was just about to. We're going to look at the stats and try to see how everybody did. Chase Claypool is a top 3 receiving leader. On what team? 25th in offensive yards and 19th in defensive. Okay. That's a little concerning, but Anthony Richardson did pretty decent. 3,400 yards, 25 TDs, and 10 interceptions. Rushing, Braylon Allen had 100. What was that language? 1,200 yards and 17 TDs for Braylon Allen, who is just a lead back in general. Marvin Harrison didn't quite get 1,000, but he got 14 TDs. Josh Down got 14 TDs. Marvin Harrison got 4. Both barely missing the 1,000-yard mark. Shaq Leonard with the most tackles on the team, of course. DeForest Buckner with 19 TFLs. DeForest Buckner with the most sacks. And Kenny Moore with 4 picks on the season, who seems to be hitting a stride right now, even though he's about to be over the age of 30. So we're going to have to see how that goes for us. DeMeco Ryans already lost his job as a Texans quarterback. Or, what the? Why am I messing up everything? As a Texans head coach, we're going to go ahead and simulate to the division matchup, hopefully making it past the Kansas City Chiefs, who lost Tyreek Hill a couple years ago. Still have they packed us up. I mean, we had a lot of rookies, but I can guarantee you that that's probably not going to be the same next year. I can guarantee you that. We're going to simulate to the offseason, see if any of our players got Rookie of the Year, which they should have. And Braylon Allen wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. Caleb Williams took the Rams to the Super Bowl in his first year and blew out the Ravens. Wow. But Braylon Allen winning Offensive Rookie of the Year is interesting. Hopefully that gives him another dev trait and puts him up to Superstar X Factor like the rest of his teammates. But that's very interesting for us. That should help him. That should help him a good bit. We have to try to figure out how to bring back the players that we need, though. Why did we drop 2 mil? Where's Bobby? Bobby retired. Oh, boy. That's not going to help us. But Ryan Kelly did drop in price, so I'll go ahead and get him back. Keep a center. Got to keep him. I would like to keep Zaire Franklin, but I don't think that's going to happen. Damn, we have to worry about middle linebacker, though. 11 mil to get a middle linebacker. We're going to see what we can do in free agency. Okay, so we're trying to fill in the 2 spots that we can. We're going to have minimal cap afterwards, but it's okay. We only have a 2nd-round pick this year that's going to actually mean something. We have a 6th and a 7th. Usually doesn't really matter much whenever I try to draft there. It's just normal development players. But Khalil Mack and Kaiser White. Khalil Mack is on a 1-year. Kaiser is going to be on a 3 years, so we won't have to worry about middle linebacker. Hopefully he develops a little bit with the team. That's ideal, but Khalil Mack is really only going to be here for 1 year. Just to give us some time, maybe get a prospect in this draft and try to see if he's going to be any good. Second round pick. So it really just all depends on that and how that goes. We're going to evaluate the offers just because I forgot to do it before I left the free agent screen, and they both decide and they both come to the team. So we have a middle linebacker and a right outside linebacker. Another thing we could also do is trade the second round pick for a right outside linebacker. I don't think I'm going to do that, though. I'm going to go to the draft, try to see if I can get a young prospect at right outside linebacker and see if he's any good. And if not, we have Khalil Mack for a year. Huh? Hold on. A top 5 talent has dropped to my spot in the second round, and he's a cornerback. Hold on, because I might have to override getting a right outside linebacker here. He's a top 5 talent. I mean, it already says that he's going to be top 5. Why am I hesitating on this at all? Lamar Stevenson, come to the team. Why does it say top 5 if he's going to be normal development? I mean, we'll see what his overall is. I'm sorry, I didn't even look at right outside linebacker, because if that says top 5 talent, wouldn't you take that cornerback, especially if you don't necessarily have the deepest cornerback room in the world? I mean, I have Khalil Mack for the next year, so that's what I'm relying on. Hopefully he's a high overall. Normal development's crazy, though. Oh, he's a 78 overall. Ooh, Kenny Moore down to normal dev now. Yikes. Looks like this is going to be one of the last years with Kenny Moore. I don't want to re-sign him if he's not going to be one of the top cornerbacks there. I mean, he's still a high overall, but he's normal development now. So if he regresses at all, I'm basically screwed with him. Marvin Harrison is the wide receiver 1 now. Everybody still looks good. What's his name? Braylon Allen did not get another superstar development because of the offensive rookie of the year. Julian Blackmon down to normal dev as well. We could make a push this year. Julius Brents is stuck in an 80, probably because he's a CB3, but our cornerback room is deep, and hopefully Anthony Richardson develops some more this year with his elite talent around him. So we're going to have to see. We'll simulate to the midseason mark and see what we're able to do from there. And surprisingly enough, we are 3-3 at the midseason mark. I mean, maybe it's a good 3-3. I mean, usually it's not good, but like 3-3 in terms of hard-fought wins. Why has Anthony Richardson only gotten 6 TDs? Third in defensive yards, though. Do we have to move on from Anthony Richardson? He barely has 1,000 yards, or doesn't have 1,000. 6 TDs and 6 interceptions. Braylon Allen has been helping as much as he can. Marvin Harrison is the leading receiver. Defense, Kaiser White has the most tackles. DeForest Buckner has the most TFLs, and DeForest Buckner has the most sacks, with Kool-Aid McKinstry getting 2 interceptions. Why is Anthony Richardson playing so bad? That's not a good look for us right now. It really isn't. I mean, we have to see what players are ready to negotiate. But 3-3 is concerning because Anthony Richardson was supposed to develop better with the players that we got for him. 105 mil. Oh. A lot of our players are going to be gone. Gotcha. Okay. We're going to have to do some work then. Anthony Richardson 50-year option. We have to see how he finishes off the season before I give him that. Genuinely, we have to see. 105 mil, though. That's a lot to work with right now. DeForest Buckner is still a superstar X factor. I think I'm willing to test in terms of if he drops, and if he does, we'll be able to get him on a cheaper contract. I would like to get our lineman back, though. That's for sure. Get him back. Glad we got the deal done. 2 years. Braden King. Give me the toy. Braden Smith on a 3-year deal would be great. I mean, he's probably going to decline this one. Could find a better team in free agency that will match his current offer. I'm not going to overpay him at the midseason mark. I have to see how he finishes off the season. Kwity Paye would be great for 2 more years. Brings us down to 72 mil. Jelani Woods, I don't necessarily need to get him back. Julian Blackman, I would still like to keep him even though he's down to normal dev. Offers perfect. So we keep a majority of our players. Brings us down to 69 mil. I have to see about DeForest Buckner come the end of the season. Not a lot that we can do right now, though. We can take a look at the mock draft to see if there's any QBs to replace Anthony Richardson, possibly. I would like to keep Anthony. I mean, I liked him coming out of the draft, but if he's not going to be good, I don't want to waste time on him. Kevin Abrams is the QB at the top 5. Field general out of Oklahoma. I don't know. I really just hope Anthony Richardson ends up being good, because that would suck if he isn't. That really would. I'm going to put the focus scouting on QB. Try to see what I can find. Chase Wilkins is another one that's up there. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see. I'm putting the focus scouting on QB, and I'll see you at the end of the season. And we barely make it into the playoffs, going 10-7. Losing only 4 games for the rest of the season, going 6-4 in total. We're going to have to face the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round. But did Anthony Richardson get any better from the midseason mark? I would hope so, because if not, it will be concerning. 20 passing touchdowns. Almost last in passing yards. 8th in defensive yards. So our defense is helping us out a lot. 20-10 isn't bad, though, after starting 6-6 on TD interceptions. He needs to improve his passing, though. I mean, he's spending a lot of those yards rushing with the 500 rushing yards. Braylon Allen almost had 1,500 yards and 11 TDs. That was a great pick for us 2 years back. Michael Pittman, 1,000 yards, 6 TDs. Marvin Harrison, not getting those type of reps right now. The defense, Kaiser White with the most tackles. DeForest Buckner with 18 TFLs and Christian Wilkins with 18 TFLs. DeForest Buckner with 9 sacks and Khalil Mack with 5.5. Kenny Moore with 4 interceptions to lead the team. Kool-Aid McKinstry also had 2 picks. So Anthony Richardson is really somebody that we have to rely on the people around him now. I thought that he was going to develop a lot more, but we're going to simulate past the wild card round, hopefully making it past the Steelers. It'll be difficult if we don't, because then we have a lot to work on this team, and we lose 28-14. We cannot make it anywhere when we have some of the top prospects in the league. Not even prospects anymore. Top players in the league. Oh, and the Steelers ended up moving on to win the Super Bowl, so at least we lost to the Super Bowl champions instead of losing to a team that got booted out the second round. Todd Boyles, coach of the year of the Buccaneers, that won't be happening anytime soon unless they get Caleb Williams, because him with Tom Brady was... It was a show. It was a show, to say the least. 5th-year option on Anthony Richardson. DeForest Buckner's up to a 90, but he's down to superstar. 5th-year option on Anthony Richardson. I'm going to take a chance on him. I will take a chance on Anthony. I'm going to take a chance on him. $86 million to work with. DeForest Buckner. Are you going to take this? Because 19 mil is a lot. 1 more year. Just not interested in signing. Okay, well, that doesn't help us. What's the franchise tag? 25. I might fight for him in free agency. I might do that. We have a lot of cap space. Ryan Kelly's still a decent overall. I'm going to get him back for a year. 80. This offer's perfect. Oh, we have Blake Freeland as a backup. I could have easily let him develop over these years because we haven't even made it far. And why are you already... I signed him to a 2-year deal. Why did my punter already run out? Has it been 2 years? I don't even know. Kenny Moore is back up to star, but is down to an 84. I think we can move on from him. Jelani Woods would be good to keep for another 3 years. Drop us $5 million. Excited to sign such a great offer to stay with the team. He's basically our fullback right now. Braden Smith. Yeah, 4-year deal. Happy to sign. Okay, so we keep our right tackle, so we don't have to worry about the line at all in the slightest. I think that's gonna be it. I think that's gonna be it for right now. We still haven't even made it past the first round of the playoffs, so we definitely have to do something this offseason with the 56 mil that we have. Hopefully there's some big players that we can replace some people with, maybe even another quarterback, just because we're at a point that we have everything around the quarterback, and the quarterback is just not performing good enough for us to make it far into the playoffs. There's not a whole lot of anything, to be honest with you. Oh, we don't have a strong safety. Oh, we didn't re-sign. Oh, we have to try to get Von Bell. We didn't re-sign, what's his name? Julian Blackmon. Damn. Let's try to get DeForest Buckner back as well. We'll drop this to a 1 year. Really entice him to come back for a year. George Kittle we don't need. We got Brock Bowers. Let's try to get Kenny Moore back for another year. I'm not worried about overpaying like $1 million maybe for these guys, just because we need to keep trying with this team. We really do, and there's not a lot going on with this free agency. We could do something in the next one. You know what we do need? Possibly a right outside linebacker. Khalil Mack is there. I don't want Khalil Mack again. I don't want Khalil Mack again. Left outside linebacker, not good enough. I think we're going to have to try to give our luck in the draft, because we do have our picks this year in terms of the first round pick. I think we do. I don't think we packed up that one. We are the head for DeForest Buckner and Kenny Moore and Von Bell too. So I think that's what I'm going to stick with. I'm going to save the rest of the salary cap for next year and just try to get these guys back, make sure that we get our key pieces back on the team, and that's exactly what we're going to do. So 1 year for all of them. I think it's 2 for Von Bell actually, so that wouldn't be horrible. We do need that, but we can look at the college players to see if there's any right outside linebackers that we can get. We do have Kaiser White at middle linebacker for the future, or at least the next 2 years. Oh, outside linebackers, Charles Wilkins is a right outside linebacker. We could do the same thing as we did in the first grab, but in a different way, because we don't necessarily need to get anything or multiple positions to be specific. Defensive tackle is something that we do need, though. Is there anything good? There is. There's a lot of good options going in the second round too, so we could test our luck there and really focus on getting the right outside linebacker. I would like to get Charles Wilkins. We have like a mid-round pick maybe, because we did get booted out the first round. Speed rusher out of TCU. Elite speed. It's good to have elite speed when you're a speed rusher. A pursuit, B impact blocking, B awareness, B block shedding. Okay, so defensive tackle and right outside linebacker. So we need to have at least 2 picks. At least 2. Center is not of much concern right now. We'll worry about that in the next one, unless there's like some crazy one in the 3rd round or something that we can get. I mean, there's Roy Morris. I'm going to try to get... How am I going to do this? I'm going to try to get a higher pick. We have to see the mock draft, though, to really debate on where this Charles Tillman, or not Charles Tillman, he's on the Dolphins, where this Charles Wilkins is going to be. It's probably going to be in the top 3, to be honest with you. So we're going to have to give a haul. Yeah, top 2. That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough to get, but I'm going to try to get the Cardinals pick again, as I've done in the past. Defensive tackle, Amari Price is not going to be something that we're going to be able to go after. So we're going to try to get the other picks in the later rounds. Might pack up the 2nd round pick next year if I need to. I'm going to try to figure out how to get to the 2nd overall pick, though. Wow. Okay. Well, basically, we traded our 1st round pick. I wanted to avoid trading any other picks for this year specifically, because I want to be able to get some positions. But trading this year's 1st round pick, basically the top 3 picks in the next draft, and a 2nd and a 3rd in the draft after that. I didn't want to give up 3 first round picks. That was just not going to happen. That just was not going to happen, because if we do end up sucking and not being able to re-sign certain players, then we're really going to be screwed, and then we're going to have to start the rebuild all over again. But we get the 2nd overall pick to get Charles Wilkins, and we have our 2nd and 3rd overall, or 2nd and 3rd round picks in this draft, and I would like to get them hopefully in this draft. We're going to go ahead and simulate to it, though, 15 mil left in cap that could add to next year's cap space. I really do need to get this right outside linebacker, though. I'm in desperation mode. All right. First overall pick for the Bears is the cornerback that we've seen. We haven't looked at, but we don't need a cornerback right now. Kool-Aid McKinstry is our CB1 now, so that's going to be good for us. Kenny Moore's a CB2, Julius Brent's CB3, but Charles Wilkins is the man of the hour for us. Looks like he's going to be good. I really hope that he's going to be good because I need him to be. He should be pretty decent. He should be pretty decent. Charles Wilkins, hidden development. That's exactly what I needed. That's all I needed from that. I need to get a defensive tackle now, though, and possibly a center in the 3rd round if I'm able to find one that's good. We are going to simulate to our 2nd round pick, though. I would like to get a defensive tackle, but I think they fall off the board pretty quick in this draft specifically. Because I saw a lot of top ones, and then I didn't really see much in terms of the other prospects of the defensive tackle room. And 2nd to 3rd round, F power moves. Is he a run stopper? Speed rusher. A finesse moves, B tackle, C block shedding. We have to keep in mind this is going to be a defensive tackle too. Has some pretty good physicals, has some pretty good measurements. B tackle, A finesse moves, C impact block, B awareness. F power moves, but he's a speed rusher, so that's not going to be good. We're going to go ahead and take a chance. Normal development. We just needed somebody to play defensive tackle too. We're running a 4-3, and I don't plan on changing that. So Kaiser White is the middle linebacker. Now we have to worry about getting a center. I didn't want to go too deep into the drafts before I packed up this year's 3rd. I did not realize that, but we're going to go to the 4th round, which is our last pick. Try to get a center maybe. Try to get somebody that's going to be a diamond in the rough to be behind Ryan Kelly for right now, because Ryan Kelly is regressing very slowly, which is good for us because it's given us time to keep using him and keep having him on the team. Got to make sure that we have somebody behind him, though. Doug Taylor looks decent. Round 3 to 4 prospect. Power out of Buffalo. Physicals look solid. A lead block. Looks like a run blocker more than anything. But he has bad run block stats, so that doesn't make much sense. Gotta take a chance. That's really all that we can do. Doug Taylor. Normal development, probably not going to be that good. We definitely have to focus on that in possibly the next one. Nope, we can't because we traded all our picks for Charles Wilkins. So hopefully Charles Wilkins pans out. We won't have to worry about it too much maybe in terms of the center position. Hopefully we can maybe sign one next year. But as of right now, our team looks pretty solid. Okay, so season... I don't even know what season this is. Season 5? Season 4? No. This is almost season 6 at this point. I thought we were going to get a Super Bowl early, but I guess not. Marvin Harrison is still wide receiver 1. Michael Pittman's up to an 89. Brock Bowers is an 87. Anthony Richardson's up to an 83. The line looks as solid as it's going to be. That rhymed. Defense, damn. Gardner's a 71. That's not good. Everything looks solid. Wilkins is a 75 overall hidden development, so maybe he's going to be good. He's probably going to be star, though, to be honest with you. Probably. Shaq Leonard still on the team, so we'll be good off of that. We're going to change the schemes a bit, at least the offense. West Coast zone run seems like the top one. Vertical zone run has the QB and wide receiver doing good. I think vertical zone run is going to be what we go with. I'm going to leave the defensive scheme and leave the offensive playbooks, or the playbooks in general. I don't like changing the playbooks when doing the rebuild because that kind of ruins the whole point of the rebuild. If I know what playbooks are going to be good for simulation, that takes away the point of what we're rebuilding the team for. So we're going to have to see how this goes. We're going to simulate to the midseason mark. We don't have any draft picks, so we're not going to be worried about this draft class at all. And at the midseason mark, we are 4-2. I already know what players that we have to negotiate with. First of all, Anthony Richardson. That's the first order of business there. 96 million. Quentin Nelson is up for a contract too. So is Josh Downs, Julius Brents, DeForest Buckner. Wow. We have a lot of players going into free agency that can make a difference in terms of if we let them go or not. Blake Freeland, who hasn't really gotten a chance to do anything, is possibly going to be on his way out. Okay, so the second half doesn't... fifth-year option. But then we have to keep that in mind. We have to keep that in mind in terms of what we're going to do about that. Or actually, Anthony Richardson's 5th-year option is this year. I'm dumb. No. I'm saying, wait. 5th-year option is the year coming up, so he should be fine. I want to keep Quentin Nelson. Without a doubt in my mind, I want to keep Quentin Nelson. That's for sure. 1-year deal, good offer. Glad we got the deal done. Yeah. So maybe that's not going to be the best choice possible. DeForest Buckner is still doing well. He is. Josh Downs, 25 years old, 3-year deal. That's really what I'll do. Happy to sign with the organization. So that helps us. 72 mil. Julius Brents has been solid. I was looking for a better fit, but I'll reconsider with more offers like this. Okay. So I'll basically give him the same thing that I just gave him in the offseason because I feel like he's going to take it regardless. Again, I'm going to wait on these two. Robert Hunt, 30 years old, wants a 1-year deal. Shaquille Leonard, I would like to bring back. I don't want to have to worry about the outside linebacker position. Ooh, 3 years is crazy, but okay. 55 mil. That's really about it. Darius Rush isn't getting any playing time, so I'm not going to waste my money on that. Everybody else I can wait on. Ryan Kelly is still a 76. I would like to keep my kicker. They did sign him this offseason. 1-year deal. Even though I wasn't looking to return, this offer is getting real tempting. So that could work out. Punter, we have 2 punters. We have some options to accept at the end of the season, but 51 million isn't bad to go into free agency with. Definitely have to see what we can do, though, because we have those players getting off of their contract soon, and I would hate to see them go to another team before we're able to win a Super Bowl. Stats and awards, though. 23rd in offensive yards and 2nd in defensive yards. Anthony Richardson's improving. 9 TDs, 2 interceptions. I don't know how he's the QB of the future if he's getting up there in terms of age. 1,200 yards. Rushing, Braylon Allen is still doing great. Receiving, Josh Downs is the leader. Defense, Kenny Moore has the most tackles. Wow. DeForest Buckner has 11 TFLs. He also has 5 sacks. Interceptions goes to Von Bell with the 1. And nobody else has any picks. They're just locking it down and getting them 3 and outed in most scenarios. So we're going to simulate to the end of the season and hopefully be in the playoffs and actually make a push this time. And we did make the playoffs, going 11-6. We have to face the Ravens in the first round. Oh, we keep having to have rough first round matchups. I hope that we can finally get out the first round this time. That would be great, you know. Anthony Richardson up to an 86 with morale. We don't have any wide receivers behind Josh Downs, so that's an issue. Defense. Wow. Oh, whoa. Wilkins. I completely forgot about Wilkins. I went to eat something and I completely forgot about him. Superstar X Factor. Okay. I'm not mad at it at all. That's great. We have to be able to win, though, for that to even matter. All right, let's go ahead and see if we do beat Lamar Jackson, who's a 99 overall. Oh, gosh. This is... Are we going to win? Oh, my gosh, but we have to face Patrick Mahomes, bro. 15-2. No, I have to watch this one. I'm sorry. I try to keep my commentating for the conference finals and the Super Bowl, but I gotta hop into this one because this seems like it's a hell of a matchup. So we have to see if we're gonna be able to beat Patrick Mahomes. All right, we start off with the ball. We're gonna go downfield, possibly get a touchdown, and we do, making it 7-0. We have to be able to stop the Chiefs, though, but they're going to go downfield and answer right back as we get a big rush by Braylon Allen. I think that's his name. I might have forgotten it. 14-7, second quarter. We're making our way downfield, almost into the red zone. We're getting close now. 21-7. We have to be able to stop them once again, though, to really make this hurt. And they're not going to be able to get the touchdown before the half. They just barely missed it, but they start off with the ball and are probably going to start off with the touchdown. But no, They punt it to us. We could open this game wide open, 28-7. As the Chiefs are trying to come back into this game, they get a touchdown. 28-14, they stop us on the next drive. As we're in the fourth quarter, this touchdown could mean a lot for them as they get it. We have to be able to hold on to the ball, though. And we need a first down. We most definitely need a first down, and that's exactly what we get. Braylon Allen is the right name. And we're going to try to chew out the clock. They have 40 seconds to go downfield. Hold on. 20 seconds. 8 seconds. That's it. That's game. Oh my gosh, I got scared. I got so scared. Romeo Doubs is on the Chiefs now. But we beat the infamous Kansas City Chiefs, who have Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, Anthony Richardson finally stepping up. And we're going to be moving on to the AFC Conference Championship. All right, hopping into the Conference Championship. And we have to face the Houston Texans, who have CJ Stroud, Will Anderson, Damian Pierce. And they're 12-5. King? Could you stop, please, for a second? Thank you. 12-5 versus 11-6 Indianapolis Colts, and hopefully we can come out on top. Oh, they have Tua, actually. And a new free safety and left end, Nick Truman. A whole new team, but they still have Damian Pierce. And the Texans do start off with the ball. Our defense has to be able to start off hot, and we get the turnover. And a big reception and get the first touchdown of the day. 7-0. Houston Texans trying to answer back, and they do that. 7-7 with Tua being at the helm, but a big reception by Josh Downs gets us 14-7. And our defense stops them right before the fourth down mark, but they went for it and got it with the fullback. 14-7. 4 minutes left in the second, and they get the touchdown to tie it up. We need to be able to get one back. Even though we do start off with the ball in the half, it would be all the benefit if we do get it. 21-14, a minute 45 left as we stop them. Another one could really help us blow them out, but it's not going to happen. 30 seconds left, and they run out the clock as we start off with the ball. 21-14. We are making our way downfield. 3rd and 7, and we get the touchdown with Josh Downs once again getting big receptions in this playoffs. 28-14 as we make him turn the ball over once again and get another touchdown. This is turning into a blowout. 35-14. They get a touchdown. Oh, they're coming back. 35-21. They went for it and weren't able to get it. It was inches, and we got the ball back, and we threw a pick. And they got the touchdown right after. It's a touchdown game with 2 minutes left. 2nd and 13, 3rd and 8. We're getting cold. They could tie it right here. They have all the momentum right now. 4th and 3. They went for it and got it. And they got the touchdown to tie up the game. 30 seconds left. Wow, we just blew that lead. Wow, and we're going into overtime. 2nd and 9, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 19, 4th and 13. There's absolutely no way this is happening. We lose in the conference championship. In the worst way possible, because we literally were up like 3 touchdowns at one point. Marvin Harrison, Brock Bowers, Kool-Aid McKinstry, all on their 5th-year options. I'm going to take them all because there's no way I'm letting them walk like that at all. In the slightest. They're all coming back to the team. They're cornerstones of our team, really. DeForest Buckner's down to star, and Kenny Moore's down to okay. So we're going to get DeForest Buckner just because we need a defensive tackle for this year. I mean, actually, we'll let it rock. We'll let it rock for right now just because we need to see what other defensive tackles there are. We're going to get Julius Brents back. Solid player. Robert Hunt would be great to keep. I would like to keep him on the team. Brings us down to about $55 million. Enjoyed playing for you, but he's going to test out free agency. That's not great. Need to bring him back because we don't have anybody. That's a good offer. Glad we got the deal done. And then our kicker. And then we'll have about 60 mil, maybe a little less. We do need to bring the kicker back. So, yeah, about 60 mil left in our salary cap. We keep Matt Gay. 57 mil, I guess. It's all over the place right now. We're going to see what defensive tackles there are. Hopefully there's better ones than DeForest Buckner, but that's slim chances. All right, well, we're kind of stuck in like a sticky situation. We have no other choice but to bring DeForest Buckner back. To put it simply, we're trying to get some players to push us over the edge this year because we really do need to win this year because our salary cap is about to be screwed with the rookies that we got in the first draft. Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Williams, DeForest Buckner. Hopefully they all come. And only Marlon Humphrey comes to the team. DeForest Buckner goes to the Dolphins. That doesn't help. That doesn't help at all. I mean, Milton Williams. I mean, it's all that we can do right now, to be honest with you. DJ Reader. It gives us the cap space, I mean, for next year as well. I would have loved to keep DeForest Buckner, though. And we're only going to get DJ Reader. Jesus. Let's get BJ Hill and call it a off season because the draft isn't really going to help us a lot. There's just not a lot to do right now. There's not a lot to do right now in terms of how we can solve the issues. There's not a lot of defensive tackles there. Did Ryan Kelly retire, actually? Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. Oh my gosh, we're screwed. We're screwed. This is the last year that we can do anything. And then if we don't, we're going to have to rebuild for another like 4 years. 88 overall, Anthony Richardson. This has to be the year. We have to figure out how to get linemen. And I don't think there's any worth the money in free agency either. Ryan Kelly retired. Robert Hunt did move on. I forgot about Robert Hunt. I don't know why. Center. Brian Allen. Basically the same overall as what Ryan Kelly probably would have been. Right guard. Robert Hunt went to the... Is there any right guards in the draft maybe? Because at this point, a prospect would be better than whatever they got going on in this free agency. I mean, I probably should have been more aware of Robert Hunt. Second to third round, he looks good. But center, we need a middle linebacker. Is there any good middle linebackers in this one? Like a first round maybe? No. I mean, I'll probably reach on one of the two. Larry Trout and Oscar Sheldon. We'll keep all of these in mind right now. That's tough, though. That is really tough. This might be one of the last years that we're actually competitive before we have to rebuild for a bunch of other years and have to really go deep into the draft. We're going to have to see what we can do. Oh my gosh, this is a draft that we don't have anything. Oh my gosh, this is the draft that we don't have anything. I did pack up this year's draft picks. Oh my gosh, I completely forgot. I thought we were past that year already. We had to simulate to the third round and hope that one of those two prospects are there. Because at this point, I mean, there's a lot of good right guards that were possibly going to go at the third and whatever spot. They're gone. They're gone. They're gone. They are gone. They are gone. Middle linebacker. I have to take a right guard. That sucks, bro. That really sucks, man. Oh, that really sucks. Swan Good is the only one that looks moderately decent. And he sucks in the physicals. Jeez. Oh, hidden development. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'll take it. I'll take it. Middle linebacker is going to have to do. I mean, wait, Kaiser White, did he retire or something? Is that why we're like struggling right now? Why is my middle linebacker not good? Or are they just saying that he's bad? or bad for the team. No, he's still there. He's still there. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. We're going to really try to make a push this year. I really need us to, because, man, we're pretty short on prospects that we can get. All right, just to take a quick look at the team before we get into the season at all. Anthony Richardson is still star. Braylon Allen is a 92. Marvin Harrison and Brock Bowers. I think this is Anthony Richardson's contract year. I think it is. Good is a backup right guard, which I don't need. I need him to be starting so he can develop. Defense is solid as it's going to be right now. I mean, at one point, this was a defense to fear. Now it's like, like nothing crazy. And this top 5 talent didn't end up being a top 5 talent. He just has been a CB4 for the longest. So that didn't help us at all. And we could have gotten another position that possibly could have helped us at this point. Oh, let's see. Let's see what this team does. My confidence is slim on this one. Oh, wow. And we go 7-1 at the midseason mark. The only thing that I'm concerned about at the midseason mark right now, I'm not even looking at stats or any of that. It's been a lot of the same, to be honest with you. But what I'm concerned about is the $135 million that we have to handle right now. Anthony Richardson, how much would you take off? Because it's like 10 mil per year. It's only going to take about 30. I'm going to do it. 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 It's exactly the offer that he was hoping for. 4-year deal. We have about 115 left. I would like to keep Braylon Allen on the team. I mean, he's our star running back. Happy to sign with the organization. Basically, the replacement to Jonathan Allen right after him. Or Jonathan Taylor. What? Jonathan Allen. Bernard Raymond, I'm stressed. I'm stressed about us not winning in the playoffs possibly, because we can go 6-1 all we want, but when that playoffs hits, you never know what's gonna happen. Kaiser White is expiring. I would like to get Christian Wilkins back for 2 years if he takes it. If not, then oh well. Could find a better team in free agency that would match his current offer. Okay, you got a lot of confidence in yourself. Quentin Nelson, of course, I want to keep you on the team for the future. Exactly the offer that he wants, so we keep our star left guard. Michael Pittman, I'm not really too fond of for a 4-year deal. I think he served his time for this year. A 2-year deal for our left tackle. Keeping that side of the ball set. Keeping that side of the ball set. Kwity Paye has been regressing. I'm going to let him rock in terms of going through the season, and we're just going to simulate through, hopefully doing a lot better. It's been, what, like 4 or 5 years of this rebuild, and hopefully we can finally get the Super Bowl that we've been looking for ever since we got Marvin Harrison, Kool-Aid McKinstry, and all them. And we end the season 14-3. Okay. Well, I hope re-signing Anthony Richardson helped a lot. He wasn't the lowest in the league. Why can I not talk? 6 in offensive yards, 2nd in defensive, 1,500 yards and 12 rushing touchdowns for Braylon Allen. That looks good. Michael Pittman was our leading receiver, surprisingly enough. All right, let's get straight to it. We have a bye in the first one, so we get to the divisional, and we have to face whoever that's going to be, and hopefully it's not one of the more difficult teams so we can finally make it to the Super Bowl. And we have to face the Tennessee Titans in the divisional. They possibly don't have that great of a roster. I mean, they have Drake May. I don't know if he ended up panning out for them. But they do still have Jeffrey Simmons. As we simulate through, hopefully winning it, and we do. We have to face the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC Conference Championship. Should I commentate? I'm really just going to hope for the best, to be honest with you. 10-7 Bengals. Not sure who they have, but they have a 99 overall Joe Burrow. We're going to simulate to the Super Bowl because we don't want to see who's in the Pro Bowl. We don't want to be in the Pro Bowl. We want to be in the Super Bowl, and we make it. And we have to face the Philadelphia Eagles. I was just thinking about them for some reason. Jalen Hurts, 99 overall X Factor. This is where we're going to commentate. It's going to be a difficult matchup. All right, and we start off with the ball. And we're making our way downfield and get the first touchdown of the day, 7-0. But the Philadelphia Eagles make it look easy getting another one. But Braylon Allen getting a rushing touchdown. Maybe even Anthony Richardson at this point. I'm not even sure. 3rd and 7. They convert. They're getting close. 3rd and 8. 3rd and 18. 4th and 5. And they have to take the field goal, making it a 14-10 game. They have to play smart in the Super Bowl. They can't be going for it on 4th down. 3rd and 3, we get the conversion. 3rd and 8, 4th and 7, and we take the field goal as well, only making it a touchdown lead as they punt it away. 3rd and 6, we convert with Braylon Allen once again, and we're getting it to field goal range. Pass is thrown away with 2 seconds left, and we miss the field goal. 17-10, 3rd and 4. The Eagles could be getting another touchdown here. 4th and 2, and they convert on 4th and 2 with Jonathan Taylor on the Philadelphia Eagles. Wow, it is coming full circle. 17-17. It is a tie game as we're making our way downfield, and we are getting close. We're going for it on 4th down at the goal line. It's crazy. 3rd quarter, I'm at a loss for words right now. 3rd and goal, end of the 3rd, and we get the touchdown, 24-17. 2nd and 1, the Eagles are going downfield right now, and they tie up the game. We need to get something on the board as we're getting very close. 2nd and 6, another touchdown. Gives us the lead once again. It is back and forth right now, 31-24, 3rd and inches. The Eagles get another touchdown. We're going to hit the 2-minute warning. 2nd and 9, 1st and 10, 2nd and 2. Oh my gosh, we are slowly making our way downfield. 2nd and 13. 3rd and 9. 4th and 4 at the 31. And we make the field goal. 40 seconds left on the clock. I'm going to jump in. I'm sorry. I have to jump in for this. I cannot allow them to possibly screw this up and let them get a deep shot. I am playing prevent like there's no tomorrow. They have 1 timeout. So if we're able to keep them in bounds on a short pass and stop them there, that would be great. Or stop them there in terms of having them use that timeout. But they actually went out for some reason. 3 TDs and 214 yards on 10 receptions, Devontae Smith. My gosh. I'm doing prevent. I don't know what you guys are trying to get me to do, but I'm doing prevent. There's no way. There's no way. There's going to be nothing happening downfield. Charles Wilkins. Oh, hello. Hello. Come on now. You cannot be leaving Charles Wilkins just wide open on that. At all. At all. At all. And your Indianapolis Colts are going to... Wait, I thought they already used it. Oh, they didn't. 3rd and 14. Well, we're still running prevent. There's no way. They really left Charles just butt naked on the side. That is insane to me. 5 seconds left in the Super Bowl. Similar situation as where they were against the Chiefs. And it doesn't look like Jonathan Taylor is going to get his revenge here. They're going deep. And we're going to get the pick. Kool-Aid McKinstry finishing off the rebuild with a pick as the CB1 of our team. And your Indianapolis Colts are going to finally win a Super Bowl. My gosh, it only took, what, like 4 years to do this right now? I thought it was going to be a lot shorter just because of the amount of prospects that we got. But Anthony Richardson, not the generational prospect that you would think. I mean, I thought he was going to get up in dev traits, to be honest with you, but he didn't. Wow, it's a good feeling. It's a good feeling. We built a team. Maybe last year's team would have been a lot better to win the Super Bowl with, but I'm glad we just got it done. I'm glad we got it done this year. Von Bell, a lot of good players. Christian Wilkins, who is on his last year of his deal. And Anthony Richardson finally holding the Super Bowl trophy for the Indianapolis Colts. Wow. And as it comes full circle for us, when we have to face Jonathan Taylor in the Super Bowl, Anthony Richardson wins Super Bowl MVP. None of our players won any of the season awards, but we're not really worried about that. 3-time champions, Indianapolis Colts. Finally winning one since the Peyton Manning era. Wait. Yes. I'm not stupid. 34-31. And that's going to do it for the rebuild. Wow. I mean, it was a hefty one. It was definitely a hefty one. I've been here for a minute. What a rebuild, though. We got a lot of prospects, a lot of generational ones. Kool-Aid McKinstry, Brock Bowers, Marvin Harrison. Braylon Allen was a great second-round pick for us in our first year. It was just a good rebuild overall. I'm glad we got it done before we lost any of those prospects. But if you did enjoy, please go down there and like so more people can see it. More people can give us rebuilds to do, maybe even rebuild challenges at some point. And subscribe so you don't miss out on any more content like this. I'm going to have the playlist up on the screen. It's going to get filled up more and more throughout the year. So if you're here later on in the year, you're going to have a lot of rebuilds to watch. But I will see you in the next video. Peace.